Destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Getting down to the Final Four, and then the winners next week will go to the Super Bowl. But you get 4 games, 8 teams, and I mean, you can tell me you think one game is bigger than the other. You might be interested in one more than the other. There is no game bigger than the other because they all mean the exact same thing. The winner goes on to the conference championship, and I'm all about it, and I think you are too. What's up, and Merry Friday. Welcome to the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. How you living?
What it do?
You good back there?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
I know you're working on a red zone. Will it be a playoff kind of red zone? I mean,
I think it might have something to do with the playoffs.
Really?
We're going to avoid coaches today.
no, I was just going to say, are there any coaches in there?
No, we're going to take a day off from coaches.
It's really too bad.
I know.
It's
fascinating, but there's nothing happening. So.
Well, we will get into some coaching stuff. We'll hear from Mike McCarthy about his conversation with Jerry Jones, because I know a bunch of you want to know what the hell was said in there. What did Mike McCarthy possibly do or say to be able to keep his job? And we'll get into that. This is fun, man. And this is that weekend where you kind of say, okay, man, everything kind of has to plan around it. And I'm not going to lie to you. I actually kind of looked at the weather, and there's a tee time on Sunday morning, and the first game's not till 1, and I'm like, all right, let me take a look at that, because might be time to swing club. But yeah, everything's around football this weekend, isn't it? I mean, everything's about it.
Yeah, this is the time of year where.
What time do you get back from Vegas after doing a little bit of women's basketball? Are you watching on the plane? What time do you get back?
Probably get back at like 8.
All right.
8:30 tomorrow night from that game. But this is definitely the time of year where I make sure stuff's not going on. Yeah. If it doesn't have to be for playoff football. Like, you can get away sometimes regular season, red zone, whatever it may be, got some stuff to do, but this is the one where, like, let's push some stuff out of these windows.
Right.
For playoff football.
Yeah, all right, what do I got to do? Yeah. The game started, and actually, you got time during the day now. Like, you've got, if you want to take a look at it and plan your day around it, and all right, sweetie, I can do it. I mean, 2:30 is the first game on Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday. Like, I mean, I don't know. The 1 o'clock game is Tampa Bay and the Lions. I probably can get football on my phone in the golf cart. And I got a 9:06. I think I got to play, right?
Well, here's the thing. DVR the first hour, then you don't have any commercials. You go in fresh, play 18, you're feeling good. You sit down, you don't have to watch any commercials in the first game. That's the win right there.
Sunday, 52 slight chance of showers. After 11. I mean, I got to go out and play, don't I?
At least 9.
Don't you think?
I would.
It's been a minute now. It's time to go out and swing. I might actually do that. All right. I want to get into these. Do you guys agree with me that, like, this is the biggest game of the weekend? Why is that game bigger than that game? Why is Chiefs Bills bigger than Bucks Lions? Not bigger. You might be more interested, and if it's your team. Are we on the same page with that, or do you think I'm wrong because, well, Josh Allen and Mahomes are playing? That's the biggest thing ever. I mean, it means just as much as C.J. Stroud against Lamar, or dare I say, Brock Purdy versus Jordan Love, right?
Yeah, it's a sexy game of the weekend.
I'll give you that.
Ranking the games, I would put Allen Mahomes at the top.
Yep.
But we'd never know which one of these games is going to turn into the classic.
and it probably will be a different one. I want to get into the Chiefs like everybody else does, and the Bills, and it's different this time because it is in Buffalo. It's a playoff game. Josh Allen has never beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, and they're Josh Allen's become polarizing, right? He's not that good, or he's really good, just ready to break out. And the answer really lies somewhere in the middle. Where are you on Josh Allen? Obviously, he's got a lot to gain by winning this game and moving on, getting over the Mahomes hump. There's part of me that thinks, well, people won't give him the credit because A, he won't have done it at Arrowhead like Joe Burrow did, and B, there's a sense that Kansas City is down and depleted, and well, he'd have beaten a not as good Kansas City team, and I'm like, I'm kind of over the qualifiers at this point. But where are you on him?
We won't care once it's done. It might be a talking point, maybe Monday and Tuesday for a little bit, but then it's on to the AFC Championship game because it's still only a 3-point game, 3-point spread in favor of Buffalo at home over a depleted Kansas City Chiefs team. The only thing that's different is they're not as explosive with wide receivers. Rashee Rice has been nice. Travis Kelce, the expectations are so high that when he has 7 catches for 71 yards, you're like, oh, that dude's old.
Yeah,
that dude's old.
That's all he did. Yeah. Look, there's a part. Well, it's not even a part of me. My impression of Josh Allen, the what I think of him, and all the naysayers, he hasn't won this game, he hasn't gotten to they're all right. All the facts are the facts. There is a big part of me that backs off the major criticism because of that 13 seconds that day in Kansas City. Because basically he did beat Patrick Mahomes, or at least he did beat the Chiefs, but he didn't beat Patrick Mahomes. That makes sense? Like, he did lead a drive on the road in the fourth quarter at the end of the game, and they scored a touchdown with 13 seconds to go. And then something we've never, ever seen happened, and his defense gave it back, and he never got the ball back and sat on the sidelines, and we all just watched what the hell just happened in what we look at as one of the greatest games ever, right? So there's a big part of me that says, I don't know, man. I mean, did that guy lose to Patrick Mahomes that day? The team did. It's hard for me to sit here and say he lost that game. They did. But to say he didn't do enough to win, is that fair, or is that just, I don't know, there's a little bias. I kind of like the guy. We've had him on the show before.
It's a little
he
bias.
played at Wyoming. Okay. So that didn't happen, or that
No,
doesn't
it
mean
happened.
anything? Okay.
It definitely did happen.
But, I mean, he led a drive at the end of the game. 99.9% of the time that happens in football, that's the winning drive, right? The guy walks off and talks about what a great drive that was and how he led his team down the field, right? Now, that time it didn't. And facts is facts and results is results, and I understand it. But that, to me, when I keep hearing, well, he can't get by this guy, he can't.
Well, if he can't win this weekend, he's no better than Dak Prescott.
Agreed. Look,
Destroy Dak Prescott. Josh Allen cannot keep living off that 13 seconds that long if they don't.
I don't
win this
even
weekend.
think he does live on it, because I don't think anybody gives him credit. I'm just telling you my perception of it. Now, he's been in the league 4 years, is that right, as opposed to 8?
Yeah, so Josh Allen's been since 2018.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's 6. He's been 6 years? Holy smokes. It's almost as long as a college career these days. Almost.
Almost.
Almost. Where are you? Am I... Should I just say, dude, he's not that good, he's Dak Prescott? I mean, no, honestly. I mean, if that's what it is, fine, because the results are results. There's just still that day in my mind.
I think Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, these are great case studies because you don't move on from these dudes. You don't. Like, these dudes will give you a chance to win games. We love Josh Allen, but he has done nothing more than a lot of these other quarterbacks that we're saying it's time to move on. You can't win with this guy. Now, it's because we saw it with Dak Prescott fall in his face last weekend. Josh Allen still has the opportunity to win this game at home. And I like Josh Allen. I'm all in on Josh Allen.
He has a winning record in the playoffs. He's 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it's hard to win the playoffs. He hasn't gotten where they need to go. A winning record's better than Dak Prescott, is it not?
Yeah.
I'm just, if he's the same dude, I'm just, He's won 5 playoff games, right? Well, but Jeff, he beat Phillip Rivers when he was with the Colts, and he beat Skylar Thompson, and he beat. Oh, okay, all right. Somebody throw Ryan Lindley at me for crying out loud. Remember, Ryan Lindley started a freaking.
Ryan Lindley did start a playoff game.
He did. I mean, you can qualify it all you want, and the facts are facts. I totally get it. There's just, for me, this whole he can't get by Mahomes, and I keep thinking about, dude.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's twice.
Yeah.
So twice. Mahomes is, I mean, there's plenty of people who think he's going to be, if not already is, the greatest quarterback ever. It's not this horrible scarlet letter that you can't get by Patrick Mahomes, because Joe Burrow seems to be the only guy who's done it, right, in the AFC. But I don't know. I keep thinking back to that day, and you, me, and everybody else. Holy bleep! He just did it, and they went down the field.
What about Buffalo last year? I mean, Cincinnati last year lost the game at home. Wasn't 13 seconds.
No, you're right. They lost to Joe Burrow last year. Yeah. No, you're right.
So there's all these moments, and I do think that in this conversation, we overanalyze everything. It's what we do.
That's right.
Like, I don't feel any less confident in Josh Allen because it hasn't beaten Patrick Mahomes yet. It's going to happen if they lose this game. People are going to see, told you so. What'd you tell us? He lost to Patrick Mahomes, so he just stopped playing football. All these teams just stop playing because they haven't beat Patrick Mahomes yet. No, he gives you a chance to win that game.
Yeah. Yes. And then I guess there's my eyes, right? Which tells me, a whole lot too. And I don't know, where are you on Josh Allen? And because I think he's got the most individually to gain in this, and maybe Lamar does too, to get to a Super Bowl. And maybe it's not fair. They all have a lot to. Brock Purdy does. I mean, hell, C.J. Stroud does. Jared Goff. They all do. This is so analyzed, and I do think he's really, really good. But the facts are the facts, and he hasn't gotten through that.
I think with Josh Allen, he's in a unique situation because really from early on, he had the Brett Favre shadow kind of cast over him. So they called him a gunslinger. They said he's like Brett Favre from the beginning. Well, you're comparing him to a Hall of Famer with a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think the bar was a little higher for him because of that. And I could be wrong, but I feel like he gets compared to, like I said, Hall of Famers when other guys don't, like early on in their careers. So I think we kind of set that bar higher for him. So when he loses it, it's kind of highlighted more. And I don't know. I think the standard for him is a little bit different for others just because of who we compare him to.
Okay. What's your impression of him? Is he on the level of a Burrow and a Mahomes? They've both been to Super Bowls. Mahomes won Super Bowls. Is he on that level, or is he just not that guy because, well, he can't get through it? Is it the Dak Prescott? Like JJ said, he's Dak Prescott, even though he's got a winning record in the playoffs, and Dak Prescott does it.
I mean, taking away all of that, I just think to myself, do I take Josh or Dak? And it's Josh 10 times out of 10.
I agree with you.
Without hesitation.
I agree with you. Do you agree with that? Would you take Dak Prescott over Josh Allen?
Josh Allen's the third best quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
What more do we need to explain about that?
Yeah.
So when we go and thinking of it in those terms, I think it's a situational thing.
And now there's too much expectation on him.
Who's two?
I think that Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow
So where's
are
Lamar?
top two quarterbacks.
Where's Lamar?
I think Lamar would be 4.
Okay. If
Right there.
If Lamar wins this weekend and Josh Allen loses,
I still think Josh Allen's a good quarterback.
I still think he's a
all
good
we do
quarterback,
is
too.
judge these quarterbacks on their playoff records.
Yes, and I whether that's fortunate or unfortunate, yes, that's reality.
And the reality is also that their defense has got a lot of injuries they're dealing with. So Josh Allen could go out and have a fantastic game. They still lose.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? That takes me back to the 13 seconds of Kansas City that day, right? Where he drove him down the field, and we all thought, oh, he just beat Patrick Mahomes. And then the defense went ding, 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 or Patrick Mahomes went ding, 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 whoever you want to give the credit or the blame to, right? Guy comes on, kicks a field goal. They win a coin toss. He never sees the ball again, sits there, goes from absolute elation to disbelief to deflation to what the hell just happened, to us all talking about how bad the overtime rules are in the NFL. I mean, right? Remember all that conversation? Who wins? Who do you like this weekend? Because it's hard for me to count on Kansas City, you guys. Everybody is on Buffalo, and what
do you think has the bigger impact in this game? A receiving core that leads the league in drops, or depleted defense?
Depleted defense has a bigger impact to me, and that's where, because I look at receivers and they've made catches, when it counts, and he's starting to figure out who he likes, right? Kelsey's dropped some balls. I got to believe he's going to make plays. Rashee Rice is making plays. It's hard for me. You guys, I'm going to pick Buffalo, but I do that going against every grain in me. I do. This feels like a Kansas City just going. This is such a legacy game in so many respects. If Kansas City now takes a different route to the Super Bowl, if they don't, right, every time they've gone to the Super Bowl, it's been home. Everything's got to go through Arrowhead. If they go through Buffalo and Baltimore and get to the Super Bowl, this is a whole nother part of legend status for both the head coach and the quarterback, right? Well, they didn't need Tyreek Hill. They don't have receivers. Who's the best receiver they got? He's unbelievable. All that. This is such a legacy game. More so than if you ask me, is it for Lamar? It feels like Lamar's got years, but it is for him a little bit. Is it for Brock Purdy or Jordan Love? Not really. For Baker, there's great stories everywhere. You can tell, but long-term legacy. That's the sexy one. You're right.
It's because it's a Kansas City. It's been Kansas City and Cincinnati. That's knocked the Buffalo Bills out of the playoffs. And you look at this run of what they've done in the postseason, and you also these quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, both 27 years old.
All right, 505. You're already in. You guys are coming in this morning on Dak and on the comparison to Josh. I'm going to get those to you. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. That's the Sports Animal text line and phone line. Kenny Thomas is going to be here coming up at 9 o'clock. We'll kick it with Kenny. In Lobos with a big one at Air Force tomorrow. You say big one, Jeff. Come on. Yeah, it's a big one if you lose this. Do not lose this game. Go on the road and just take care of business. We'll get into that. We got all the NFL stuff to do. I got a 9th-year college player to tell you about. And the Aggies on the road, or not on the road, the Aggies at home last night came back from 23 down and won a conference game. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, DC on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for the Super Bowl.
How wrestling really works and how you get the ratings.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children.
Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife. And our daughter. They didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Tampa Bay, Detroit, Kansas City at Buffalo. Is that a night game, by the way? Why? I understand why, but I don't understand why. If that makes any sense to you, like the games, the Ravens game should be a day game, and the Bills game should be a day game. It's going to be cold either way, but why are we doing them at night when it's even colder? Well, because TV wants them, and they had their pick, and the Lions are indoors, and the Niners are going to be, not brutal weather. We'll play those games at night. Well, TV wants. Okay, so hypothermia. Whatever. It's opening drive. Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck at DC. So we're having this conversation on quarterbacks and Josh Allen. And I brought up the Josh Allen thing. He's 5-4 in the playoffs, and for me, the narrative that he can't win a big one, he's won 5 playoff games. Well, he can't beat Mahomes. Well, he hasn't. And I go back to the 13 seconds where he had the drive, and they thought they had the game won, and Mahomes came back within 13 seconds to kick the field goal, won the coin toss, and that was it. And you said then he's no different than Dak Prescott. Text line, comparing those two is massively unfair to Dak Prescott. Josh Allen can make throws that Dakota can't make in his dreams. That's from one phone number. Another number, this is from Chris, says, "Morning, Jeff. There's no comparison between Allen and Dak. Allen is the more complete quarterback in every phase. I'd be willing to bet the house a Cowboy fan would take Allen over Dak without hesitation. I think so, too, certainly at this point. Yeah, I do, too. Now, neither one of them got into the Super Bowl or a conference championship, right?
There's one conference championship for Josh Allen.
Yes, there was. There was the one. Yeah, there was one. All right. This is you're right, man. This is the messaging, and it's what we do unfairly. Dan Marino was as good a quarterback as I've ever seen, you guys. I don't expect you guys to remember him, but Dan Marino was as good a quarterback as I've ever seen. He went to one Super Bowl when he was a rookie and never got back. We do it to this position and maybe NBA superstars more than anything else. Don Mattingly was a great baseball player. Never got to the World Series. I mean, a great baseball player, great hitter. Mike Trout is unbelievable, right? Is he not as good as a guy with 3 rings or something? We do this insanely unfairly, but it's about winning championships. And quarterback, more than any other position in American sports, controls what happens on a field, right? You can tell me a goalie in hockey or soccer, but I don't think that's right. The starting pitcher, Jeff. Yeah, but he pitches once every 3 or 4 days in the playoffs, and they play best of 7s. So it's not the same. That's where this guy is. It's interesting to me. It's really, really interesting. All right, what else is jumping off the page? What else do you want to see this weekend? What's your next best storyline? Because that is the sexiest storyline.
CJ Stroud versus Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
In that matchup, can CJ be efficient against a defense that the most sacks during regular season doesn't bring a ton of pressure, but what they do is get to the quarterback. And to Lamar Jackson is in that same conversation as Josh Allen, insert guy that hasn't been there. It's AFC Championship or bust for Lamar Jackson. Like, you cannot lose that game at home.
There's a couple of, like, you kind of can't lose, right? Yeah, I almost look at the Lions in that respect, too. And partially because of the year they've had, partially because of who they're playing. It's like, damn, you got the Buccaneers at home in the second round? Yeah. You avoided the Eagles, which, whatever, they're not that good. You avoided the Cowboys, which some of you will tell me, whatever, they're not that good. All right, you got a Buccaneers team, Baker Mayfield. By the way, there's these stories that I just can't get myself away from. But I feel that the Lions are in the same boat because this is the trend, right? Step up, step up, step up. Now, they didn't make the playoffs last year. But it feels like they had a heck of a path now.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay, it's good job, good effort. They should not beat the Detroit Lions at home, especially when Tampa Bay struggles to run the football. It's going to have to be all on Baker Mayfield, and can he do it? If he throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, this dude jumps into a different echelon in the quarterback conversation.
And that's where I'm telling you the story on him, right? If he comes back, I mean, he was on the scrap heap, dude. He got cut by Carolina mid-season last year, showed up in LA on a Tuesday night, started for the Rams on a Thursday night and won a freaking game, and then turned back into this guy that whatever. The Rams are like, yeah, we're good. Dude, we got Brett Rippon as our back. We don't need you. He found a spot. He didn't even get the job, right? He had to fight for it. It was one of the last jobs coming out of camp, wasn't it? Him and who is he fighting against?
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. That's right. The great Kyle Trask.
The great Kyle Trask.
The great Kyle Trask. This was a battle. Win a division, win a playoff game, beat the defending NFC champion in the first round of the playoffs. If they get to the conference championship game, I mean, dare I say, the legend of Baker Mayfield, it's almost as good as his insurance commercials when he was in Cleveland. Almost. That and Mayhem are the best insurance commercials. They're better than Mahomes and my auto. You know, Jake from State Farm's good, right?
I like Andy Reid on those.
He's really good. All right, rate those campaign ads then. Right? Andy Reid, Mahomes, my auto. Jake from State Farm, Baker Mayfield with I think it was it Prudential or whoever the hell he was. I don't even remember. So I guess that, but it's been a while. I should remember. Or what was the other one I just? Oh, Mayhem's so good. Mayhem is so good for Allstate.
It's been around for a long time. They did a really good job with Mayhem.
They created a terrific. I'm not big on the Liberty Bibbity thing. I don't need.
I think that is hilarious.
It's cute. It's fine. And then Flo from
Solid. I actually have the Andy Reid, Mahomes one's at the bottom.
Do you really? You don't like the nuggies with his little fingers?
That is so like.
Tell me that one again. Use those nuggies.
My favorite right now is the State Farm ones where they say something, and then the people pop up. And I love the one with Kane Clark, Jimmy Butler, and then Reggie Miller. Did someone say Old Pacer?
I don't know if I've seen that.
No.
I haven't seen that. Wait, but people pop. I don't know.
They say something, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and then Jake pops up, but they say the wrong thing, and then just other random people pop up.
I've not seen that.
No, I've not seen that one either.
All right. Have I not watched enough NBA, or is that where it's running? Because they do focus them, right? The NBA guys run I haven't watched enough NBA. All right. What's your favorite?
What's your favorite insurance commercial?
No, honestly, right? I mean, like the Jake from State Farm with the Mahomes and with the Chiefs is great. The Baker Mayfield stuff that's not on the air anymore. When he was doing the house, home was Cleveland Stadium. They were great.
Those were great.
And Mayhem, dude. Mayhem is so good.
I will say though, the Maato one, that is funny. That is really
just so good.
It really is.
Why can't it be Kelsey? How much you can save if you bundle your home and auto? What, you can make the letters real small? Come on, Maato. That's awesome.
It is. Man, if I had to rate my favorite, I think that's my favorite right now.
All right. And with Andy Reid and the Nuggies?
That's up there too, though.
Well, I mean, but it's the same campaign.
And that's the thing. I guess when I think of campaign, like I sort of lump them together. But the other one is when they talk about the most valuable bundler.
When he pulls off his shirt and then he pulls the confetti down?
I tell you, Patrick Mahomes, to me, like seems like a real dude when he does this. And I actually like the guy for it. So
has he done a Saturday Night Live yet?
Ooh.
Oh, Mahomes?
Kelsey has.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's got to happen right after the Super Bowl, or if they get knocked out.
Oh, when they after they beat the Bills this weekend and go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the musical guest, Taylor Swift.
I thought he was on like a month ago.
Mahomes was?
No, Kelsey. Nah, I don't watch.
Might have been a repeat. You know what? It's still pretty funny, and I do watch until Weekend Update's still really good.
Yeah, best thing I got.
It's still really good. All right, 505-246. I guess let's hold this till July. Your favorite insurance campaigns.
People are like, wait, what?
I know, but Mahomes' motto is really, 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 really funny. All right, I want to get into this. So your thoughts on the whole the story, your favorite storyline, and it could even be your favorite potential storyline. It could be Purdy. We can come out of this, and it could be Purdy, or it could be Goff, or it could be Baker. Like. Every game I can give you, every team I can give you a great storyline that could progress if they win. So what is it that you've got going into this weekend? And you'll hear them all right here on the Sports Animal. Hey, how you feeling, guys? You feeling good? Or maybe a little sluggish, fatigue, not like you used to? You can turn the page and feel, you can turn the page backwards. You can feel like you again. You can be energetic again. You can call New Mail Medical Center, and they can help you. At New Mail, they specialize in men's health. They offer cutting-edge treatments for things like fatigue, low testosterone, even erectile dysfunction. They've got an expert team dedicated to help you regain that spark and vitality and feel like you again. So imagine feeling energetic and confident and at your best. Whether it's reigniting the passion in the bedroom, restoring your youthful vigor, you can even talk to them about tackling your hair loss. New Mail has personalized treatments. They're designed just for you. So why not give them a call? Don't let another day go by. Give them a call. Join thousands of men who have transformed their lives with New Mail. It's confidential. It's comprehensive. And most importantly, it's about you. So if you're ready to discover the new you, visit newmailmedical.com. You can call them at 505-652-1688. Schedule your private consultation today. It's 505-652-1688. It's New Mail Medical Center, where your new chapter begins. New Mail Medical Center. Feel young, feel energized, feel new.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit InternationalProtectiveService.com.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/.
To facilitate an offense. He was the running game for like 3 years of his career, and to overcome chaos. They fired their offensive coordinator midseason. And it's just interesting. I think what we've learned with Dak is a lot of things have to be in alignment for him to succeed. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But yeah, there's no comparison between the two, in my opinion. Again, not a referendum on either player. Having said that, I think the most likely upset this weekend is the Texans over the Ravens. I just think the Texans, when you come out and you're playing with house money, and I know everybody's high on the Ravens, but I think they're going to come out throwing the ball. Be bold. Fortune favors the bold. Come out and let it loose. Cut it loose. And if that game tightens up, through the second and third quarters, we've seen bigger upsets. I think the least likely upset, I think the 49ers are going to completely take the Packers apart. I think the 49ers are going to play the best game of their year. They're healthy. They're rested. Their front four can create pressure without a blitz. Guys aren't going to be running wide open like that porous Cowboys defense, which was bad all year against the run. I think the 49ers and McCaffrey are going to roll. By the way, Brock Purdy, statistically in almost every quarterback metrics, was number one across the board this year. I think the other games, the Buccaneers are a nice story. I think the Lions are going to cover and make the NFC Championship game, which is really awesome. I'd love to see the Lions make the Super Bowl. And then lastly, the Chiefs at the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win at home. They're a 2.5-point favorite, which is essentially a pick'em game. If there's no snow on the ground, I know weather's always a factor. If it's not snowing, I think it favors the Bills. If there's snow on the ground, Mahomes is just a genius. Jeff and JJ, last point that you guys could maybe elaborate on. We talked about baseball. You play under certain conditions all year. And then when you get to the World Series, which leads into November, you're playing in 28-degree weather, right? I know that the NFL has a history, but I want to see the best players play in the best conditions, quite honestly. And I know the NFL enthusiasts and the people that are study histrionics, they say, well, that's football. Well, I don't know, right? When you play the 89, 90% of your season in certain conditions, and then you have to go play a game in minus 20-degree weather, I just don't know if that's what the NFL wants. But it is what it is.
Well, that's why they play they play the Super Bowl in domes and in warm weather climates, because they want what you say. And Edward, appreciate the call. Have a great weekend, and thanks. Look, you guys, I've said this for a long time. Baseball, especially, we decide champions playing a different game than we played all year. Right? You start baseball in Florida and in Arizona in late February, where it's 70 degrees. You play through 70, 80, 90 degrees. I mean, yeah, you have a rainy game, an inclement game. You have a cold game in Cleveland in April. But you play a game, pretty much a warm weather game all year, and then all of a sudden you get to October and you're playing in New York and Boston and Philly and Minnesota, and you're playing a game at 32 degrees, 30, whatever it is. It's a different game. Now, you can say that's how it is, and that's fine, but it just is. Baseball, when you can't grip a ball and a pitcher can't throw his specialty, whatever it happens to be, it's different. And football in minus 27 wind chill is different than it is in 60 degrees. We do that. That's why they play climate controlled as much as they can. Super Bowls, right? Where's the Super Bowl? I don't even know. It's in Vegas. It's in Vegas, right? It's in Vegas. It's in Arizona. It's now we're almost exclusively domes. When they go to Minnesota, right? It's in a dome. So they try to control it, and just the way it is. But yeah, I agree with him. I want to see football. Well, Jeff, that's how it is, and when it's cold weather, and okay, yeah, it's part of the game. But that's why they play the ultimate game, right? The super game in climate control.
10 years ago, they tried to do it in New York, and it.
Yeah, how was that? I heard that was one of the worst experiences of Super Bowls. The people who went, and the Super Bowl is, you go for what you want. Most people go and don't go to the game, right? They go to all this stuff around the game and they get the hell out of there. I heard that one was misery.
Yeah, and that's why they won't do it again.
Minnesota, I kind of heard the same thing.
Minnesota was unique. I was up there that weekend. It was frigid cold, but they had just opened the indoor stadium. So they had like outdoor heating options and ways to get out of it, but it was, and the other thing is half of it was over in St. Paul, so it's kind
spread out.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Sunday night, Buffalo, low of 20 degrees. It will be mostly cloudy. Southwest winds 11 to 17 coming out of the southwest, right off of Lake Erie, which is right there.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds a hell of a lot warmer than what Kansas City played in last week, doesn't it? I mean, it is what it is. When we come back, more NFL stuff. I got this story just blows my mind in some respects, and then I start looking at the other side of it, and it's like, a college football player is getting his 9th year of eligibility. Remember when you had 5 years to play for, and then you maybe get a medical redshirt and get sick? 9th year of eligibility. How can that be? We'll do that when we get back. Hey, the number is growing. International Protective Service, IPS, has hundreds of homeowners who trust them to install alarms and cameras to keep their eyes on those homes and businesses and to respond quickly if alarms go off, and they respond with armed officers, because the reality is police aren't coming for hours if they come at all. In most cases, IPS is there within 7 minutes or less. You travel, you're going to work, you're not home all the time, and there's almost nothing worse than coming home and finding out you've been the victim of a break-in. You probably notice IPS officers at local Targets, Walmarts, different stores, because they're making a difference for those stores. They can help you too. They make a difference for me. IPS patrols my home. They're there every day. Every day I see Officer Crespin or one of the officers coming around. When I travel, they're there. If there's something dropped off, a package, Amazon, something dropped off at the curb or on my porch, they pick it up so somebody else does it. They give it to me when I get back. Look, IPS has a team that watches video cameras. They monitor alarms around the clock, secure your homes, and cameras are known to discourage criminal activity. They can help you with that. Your home is supposed to be a place of security. And if someone breaks in, it's devastating for that sense of security. Homes that are protected, bottom line, they're less likely to be homes targeted by the bad guys. Call IPS, see what they can do for you at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Won Conference USA. They beat Western Kentucky last night 72-70. Big win for them.
Wild. And they're going to have major swings in the season just based on where they are. And I still think that's a story that we're going to look back on and be like, how did this happen? How did they destroy what was a really good basketball program? Like, that is still just wild to me, everything that transpired last year. And it's not over because there's players that are still dealing with legal ramifications, having court appearances, and you go from going to the NCAA tournament to starting from nothing.
Yeah. They're 8-10 overall, 2-1 in league. But boy, you're right. It was a really good program. I want to hit this 9th year eligibility, but let me do this real quick because I know we're going to go backwards on this for a second. But Tony, good morning. You're at the Sports Animal. Hi, Tony.
Good morning, gentlemen. Feliz Friday there. I got one thing that no one's really talking about. What happens in Baltimore if Lamar and the Ravens lose to Houston?
Yeah.
Do we start putting Lamar in that whole, hey, let's start moving on from him? Do we do that? And then as far as the 9th year of eligibility, how old was Chris Weinke? There's a name you haven't heard in a long time from Florida State when he came out and he got drafted. How old was he?
He was like 25, 26, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I think
he was like 30, man.
Was he that old?
Old, man. But anyway.
I'll find it for you.
What's up with Lamar? If Houston goes in there and wins, do we start talking about Lamar like that, like Dak, like, hey, time to move on and stuff?
Do we? I mean, I'm sure people will. I'm sure there will be people who will. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but hopefully we'll get some good football and everybody can talk about it on Monday.
Chris Weinke was 28 years and 264 days old, almost 29 years old when he got drafted by the Panthers.
Dang! Hey, good for him, though, man. You got a shot taken. Yeah. You guys have yourselves a great day and a nice weekend, okay?
See you. He was he won the Heisman Trophy. He was almost 29 when he was drafted. What's up, Rook? All right, look, I'm all for dudes getting the most out of what you can get. There's a tight end at Miami University. Guy's name is Cam McCormick. JJ, he got granted a 9th year of eligibility. So he started his college career in 2016 at Oregon. How can this be, Jeff? So he missed parts of 4 different seasons with injury. You put in the redshirt year, you put in the COVID year, and then the NCAA just announced that he could have the extra year. So, JJ, when he came out of college and he went to Oregon, he was part of Justin Herbert's signing class. Justin Herbert's a veteran in the NFL, and he's still playing college football. The national class, Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Hurts, Ed Oliver, all of those guys are veterans in the NFL now. He's 25. He was originally a 3-star prospect. So here's how it went. He redshirted as a true freshman in 16, played 13 games the next year, and then he had injuries, broke a leg in 18, had complications that cost him the 2019 season, cost him the 2020 season, foot injury into the 2021 season, so he was granted a 6-year of eligibility. And then he added the extra year of the COVID year. I don't even know how we got to 9. Like, I just told you all that, and I don't know how we got to 9. How do you feel about this? Because he's like, I know there's people who say I shouldn't play, and I don't really care. He says, I'm not going to be cut short by what people are saying. I hope my story will be an inspiration. 9 years, dude. Like I said to DC, at some point you got to get a job, right?
His job is
college football.
College football player. What do you do for a living? Play college football.
He wants to be in the NFL. Thinks this is his best chance. 9 years.
He is a PhD of football.
I hope he's got a bunch of degrees. 9 years. What's your degree in? Dr. Football. There was Johnny Football. I'm now Dr. Football. 9 years, dude.
Hey, 9 years, you are a doctor.
God bless him. I mean, he figured it out, right?
Dr. Football, I love that.
Every one of you,
keep submitting waivers. Like, sure.
Remember when you got every one of us? If we could have done 9 years, right? I mean, I just delaying the inevitable, delaying life, hanging out, college. I mean, the life. I'm just saying. What's your favorite game this weekend? And
he's going to be doing insurance commercials now.
No doubt. Who fits with the Chargers? Yeah, we'll talk head coaching. We're not getting through it without it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. You're home for the Super Bowl.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
Before the pick sixes in the second half, they scored 24 points in the first half against Cleveland. And all we did was gush over the Browns defense, and how good it is. That's an awesome unit. They're up 24-14 at the half.
And he's doing it without two of his best receivers. He's sensational. He is sensational. All right, what game do you like? You got an upset you like? 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and the text line. You can get in and call your shot, man. I look at it. I love this weekend. There's a fear in me. I think Detroit can run away from Tampa Bay. I think the Niners run away from the Packers. I can't wait to see Kansas City Buffalo. That's the last one, right? That's Sunday afternoon. And in Houston, you guys are right. It intrigues me, but I just think Baltimore's playing so well. Baltimore's been playing so well. Tony was a caller in the last segment. He asked a really fair question. And maybe it's premature to ask it and just have the conversation if it happens. But I'll entertain it. If Lamar Jackson loses, if the Ravens lose, we would say the quarterback loses, right? I mean,
This would be the better comparison.
What do you mean?
To Dak Prescott.
Really?
Well,
but this guy's gonna have MVPs, plural.
Okay, what have you done in the postseason?
No, I get it.
Dak's the same thing in the regular season, but that's a frustrating thing because I don't think that's fair. I'm not throwing away Lamar Jackson, but that's what's going to happen. We're going to wake up Monday morning, turn on these microphones, and go, "Well, Lamar Jackson told you, if you're an athletic dude, you can't win in the NFL."
Do you guys know? You probably do. What's Lamar Jackson's playoff record?
1-3.
1-3. Who's had better teams, Lamar Jackson or Dak Prescott? I'm not sure. Probably. Well, that's not fair. I don't know. I honestly don't know. If I listen to all the Cowboy fans tell me every year how great the talent is, and I mean, you automatically lean to Dak Prescott. I'm not sure I'd buy all the crap that I'm fed about how great
I think Baltimore's had the better defenses.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
But wasn't this? Didn't I listen to the first 3 weeks of the season? The Cowboys might be the best defense in the NFL.
3-game sample clearly was not enough to make that decision.
Clearly.
Yeah. I one thing I do look at, I'd take CD Lamb over anything on the Ravens receiving
that he's ever had. That he's ever
actually,
had,
yeah,
including Mark Andrews.
It's tough to compare a wide receiver to a tight end because they're doing.
Well, that's receiving core, isn't it?
I'd still take CD Lamb.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know that you're wrong on that. So, 1-3, 2019 AFC wildcard lost to the Chargers, 23-17. Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon was on the team. Now he's his teammate, although he's not active. You saw Dalvin Cook is active. Melvin Gordon is not. It was down the hall. Carlos from down the hall on the FM side. He's all excited. Dalvin Cook. He thinks Dalvin Cook makes a difference. I think Dalvin Cook makes a play somewhere. I think Dalvin significant
Cook.
Play.
I'll go under.
Under what? Everything.
1.5 carries for Dalvin Cook this weekend.
Okay. All right. At some point, it might not need to be this weekend because I think they're going to get through this weekend. I do. But we'll see. All right. So they lost to the Chargers, 2020 divisional round. So that means they had a bye and a home game and were the 2 seed back then. The Titans came in and beat them 28-12. Remember that game? That was when they were down 28-6 and King Henry went for 195, even threw a touchdown pass in that game. Remember that Derrick Henry did? Lamar, now, it's hard to say Lamar was horrible, but they scored 12 points. 365 passing yards and 143 rushing yards in that game. Let me give you that again. Lamar in that game had 365 passing yards and 143 yards rushing. Jeff, how'd they score 12 points? Well, he threw a touchdown, but he threw 2 interceptions and lost a fumble. All right, so now he's 0-2. So the next year, 2021, they get the Titans back. They beat them. This was in the wild card round. They beat them 20-13, and the next week they lost the Bills 17-3. Just 1-3. So you guys, this is whether it's fair or not. You're right, and it's a really, really good point that Tony, the caller earlier, made. I mean, we're talking about beating the hell. We're all the national guys who love to beat up on Josh Allen, who's 5-4 in the playoffs. He didn't have MVPs. Which resume? Because I don't hear anybody taking their shots at Lamar. And look, I hate the whole take your shot at a quarterback thing. But I listened to a show coming in this morning, national show, beating the hell out of Josh Allen.
You know why, though?
I have
because
ideas.
there's nothing to beat Lamar Jackson up.
He's 1-3 in the playoffs, dude. What does he ever want?
Because actually losing big games, people give you more crap for that than not playing in those big games. Lamar Jackson he was hurt the last time in the playoffs.
So
you mentioned when was that last playoff in 2020? It's 2 years ago.
So we hadn't even gotten there.
So people are reacting to the big games they've seen recently. And that's Josh Allen losing to Patrick Mahomes. That's Josh Allen losing at home
So
to Joe Burrow.
because he hasn't played those guys?
That's what it is. It's,
okay.
It's not that
he hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
So the fact that Josh Allen has earned his way into those games, or the Bills have earned their way into those games, he's looked down upon because there's more to beat up on him than there is for Lamar Jackson, who didn't earn his way into those games. That's insane to me.
That's why the people are reacting that way.
4 games in the playoffs, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 367 rushing yards, 900 passing yards. So in 4 games, 900 yards, it's 260, whatever it is a game.
I'm looking at that box
Two
score from
two
the,
lost fumbles
from the Titans game.
Which one? The one they lost or the one they won?
The one they lost.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, 31 of 59
Yeah.
for 365. Tannehill, 7 of 14 for 88 yards. The best part, though, is that Derrick Henry.
Who won?
Well, Titans, but the best.
Tannehill.
He got the W, but the best part actually is I'd probably give the W to Henry, who had the highest QBR rating.
Yeah, because he was 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy
It was
game.
Corey. What was the guy who caught the touchdown pass? From Derrick Henry.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis. Yeah. Yeah. So you're telling me, yeah, beat up on Josh Allen because he's 5-4, but he can't get by Mahomes. Lamar's never lost to Mahomes in the playoffs.
We're just reacting to the most recent playoff moment.
Okay.
You know, it's interesting.
It's fascinating.
A lot of Josh Allen excuses this morning.
There's a lot of what?
Josh Allen. I think so that's the problem. Like, I'm still taking Josh Allen top 3, top 4 of this league. I'll still run Lamar Jackson back out there next year.
Sure.
If they somehow lose to CJ Stroud.
No doubt.
But it's just this, there's no way to talk about quarterbacks without saying, well, if he hasn't won a Super Bowl, if he's
He ain't
not
any
there,
good.
like, how are we going to continue our franchise?
I
Just
know.
like,
I know. Right? Because you're ultimately, how do we get to the top? How do we get through that dude? And Joe Burrow got through him once, so Joe Burrow evidently can do it all the time. The Bills' defense gave up a field goal in 13 seconds, and then they lost a coin toss, and so Josh Allen can't do it.
well, how about last year?
Yeah, no, look, but if you ever lose, has Patrick Mahomes ever lost the playoffs? He has. Lamar Jackson.
He didn't have it. If Patrick Mahomes had an offensive line, he beats Tom Brady in that Super Bowl.
And that's right. There's the ifs. The 1-3 thing is on Lamar, dude. Which I don't know that I've heard anybody talk about it until the caller brought it up earlier. He's going to be but he's a 2-time MVP. I mean, it's a team. It's I don't know, dude. And that loss to Tennessee, he turned the ball over 3 times. Kind of on him a little bit, isn't it? They scored 12 points.
They were 14-2 in the regular season as well.
Okay.
Lost at home.
Yeah. Cowboys were 12-5 in the regular season, lost at home. It's crazy when we start having these conversations because JJ is so right on this. If you don't win Super Bowls, we got to blow the whole thing up. We can't get there. Now, is there, to me, a difference between Dak and Lamar and Josh Allen? There is. There is. Why, Jeff? Well, how come the Josh Allen gets 0 credit for being 5-4 in the playoffs? The other 2 quarterbacks have losing records in the playoffs, but somehow Josh Allen's getting the hell beat out of him.
Outrageous.
I think so. 505-246-0610. Kenny Thomas will be here at 9. We'll kick it with Kenny. John Traub, the Isotopes general manager, is going to be with us at 9:30. We got a job for you if you're looking for a job. That's coming up at 9:30. Red Zone at 8:30. And next, I want to get into this Chargers thing. Who does fit the Chargers? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I
was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Playoff ho indeed.
Hoop ho? Air Force ho?
Give me a ho if you got your funky bus fare.
Not supposed to hurt, right? mean, it's supposed to feel good, right?
I was worried about you.
It's a Friday. Do you guys think too much when you say how good is that quarterback? How great is his career? How good? Too much is placed on playoff records. Regular season matter?
It does not matter.
I'm looking at you.
And I'm thinking here.
I know.
I do think too much is placed
I
on
do
playoff.
too. I know you play to win championships. But
but you got to get there first.
You got to get there. It's so damn hard. There's so many factors, injuries, who's injured, weather, right? There's so much crazy stuff. Scoring with 13 seconds to go and watch your defense give it back. There's a million things involved. Okay? And I keep going back to Dan Marino was as good a quarterback as I've ever seen. Do you know what Peyton Manning's playoff record was? I know you do. Do you know what it was? Any idea? Because Peyton Manning is considered one of the greatest of all times, right?
Yes. My guess is that he's probably 6-10,
14 and 13, which is really, really good. By the way, only 2 dudes have more playoff wins in NFL history than he does. You know who they are? I mean, one of them was obvious.
Joe Montana.
That's the other one. Yeah. Montana's got 16. Brady.
Oh, duh.
By the way, Brady's got 35. And Brady's got 35 playoff wins, and number 2 has 16. Montana. Like, want to talk about records that may never be broken?
That's 2 regular seasons worth of playoff wins.
I want you to wrap your mind around the difference between number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks and playoff victories in the National Football League history. 35 to 16. Okay, but I want to go back to it. Like JJ, you said he went 7 times in his career, one and done in the playoffs. Lost the first game, right?
Yes, he did.
Is he any good? Now, he ran into Brady. Is he any good?
Pretty good.
He's pretty damn good, right? And he was a great regular. There was a minute there. Well, yeah, he's a great regular season quarterback, and no, seriously,
yes.
And he's won 1 damn playoff game.
It's what you brought up. It's like if you're not winning multiple Super Bowls, you can't be good because fans just and talking heads like we can't wrap our heads around a good quarterback giving you a chance because I don't know if we can use the word with elite with him. Can you win?
It's fine. What if he's not elite? That's fine.
Yeah, but then that's when people go crazy and we got to move on. You got to make changes. You don't want to be stagnant in sports with so much invested in this business. Whatever you're doing in professional sports, you don't want to be stagnant. But it's not always as simple as these conversations make it out to be with the quarterback. Oh, let's just move on. Like, people are like, we're done with Dak Prescott. If you want to entertain the conversation about do you trade Dak Prescott, can you get yourself one of those top 2 guys in the draft? Yes. But it's also, all right, is you moving off Dak for Kirk Cousins? All of a sudden Kirk Cousins is great? For what? Being a good regular season quarterback, just like Dak Prescott.
I'll argue with you that there is 1 elite quarterback in the NFL right now. Now, there may be a few more Hall of Famers in the NFL right now. But I'll argue with you right now there's 1 elite quarterback in the NFL. It's hard for me to say Joe Burrow is elite because he went to 1 damn Super Bowl. He's really good. I'll give you that there's 3 or 4 on that next shelf. But I would argue Mahomes is elite, and if you want to put Burrow and Lamar and Josh Allen on the next shelf, I'm listening to you. You got anybody else I'm missing? I know you love Justin Herbert more than I do, but I think he's really good. But you've got him with Burrow and Allen and
I like
Lamar?
the tier way of looking at things.
Okay.
Better than just trying to say, who's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here's something interesting, kind of an interesting what if. In 2017, the Chiefs traded up with the Bills to get Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the Bills...
That's interesting.
Yeah, what if the Bills had Mahomes and next year the Chiefs picked up Allen? Would
Sean
Allen be in the top just because of the playoff wins?
Or would Sean McDermott be looking for nuggies and trying to explain how to bundle insurance with nuggies? It'd be Sean McDermott. Yeah.
It's interesting.
No, I mean, look, the what if game is unbelievable. What if Drew Brees would have passed his physical with Miami? Would Nick Saban have stayed in the NFL? I love it. But do you agree with me? There's 1 elite quarterback, or do you have more than 1 elite quarterback in the NFL? By all these definitions, or by whatever, however you define it.
I am okay with that.
All right, and then to me, there's a next shelf of really, 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 really good quarterbacks, and put them in whatever order you want. To me, it's Lamar, and it's Joe Burrow, and it's Josh Allen's on that list for me. Well, he's only 5-4 in the playoffs. Peyton Manning was 14-13. What does that mean? He's got a winning record in the playoffs, but he's crap. Well, he's only beat Phillip Rivers and Skyler, or whatever the guy's name was, and right? Haven't beat Mahomes yet. Okay, neither is Lamar. Everybody seems to love Lamar. Well, he hadn't played the Mahomes yet because he hadn't got there yet. He hadn't earned his way in. All right, who fits the Chargers spot? So the Chargers announced on Thursday, that would be yesterday, they interviewed Mike Vrabel for their head coaching position. Seahawks and Falcons are also interested in Mike Vrabel. The Titans fired Vrabel. They went 6-11 this last season. He was 54-45 in the regular season, but only JJ, he can't be elite. He was only 2-3 in the postseason in Tennessee. Won 2 division titles. He reached the playoffs one other time. Who fits the Chargers? And I keep telling you, my answer is, and I for the life of me don't understand why Pete Carroll's not getting one.
Because he's not on the market. He's an advisor for Seattle. They didn't fire him.
That is a crap.
That's why.
Yeah. Right.
Because you're going to have to trade something to get Pete Carroll at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of what your point on sitting out the year, right? DC, he's under contract. But
and if I'm Pete Carroll and I want to coach, then I say, let me go.
Yeah. And I
like, don't hold me hostage.
Seriously.
Look at what Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick just did. And you're going to do me like this? That's a bad look for the Seahawks.
I'd love to know what's going on there. Don't you think it's a bad look? I mean, Pete Carroll made it very clear he wanted to coach, didn't he? That he this wasn't I was coming to you what was a mutual decision. That's what the Patriots said. He made it pretty clear this wasn't a mutual decision, right?
And he was ready to come back, coach the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right. That something's going on up there, man. Something's weird.
And that's why Pete Carroll is not mentioned in any of these jobs. If I'm Pete Carroll, I'm going after Seattle going, you cannot be doing this to me right now. Like, all right, you want me out, let me go. But if you're trying to hold off for draft compensation and then you take a year away from this guy's career.
That's 72 years old, which is part of the story now.
That is such a bad look for that organization.
That's who I think fits there. Okay, who do you like there?
With the Chargers, if it's not one of the veteran guys, I would love to see one of the young coordinators go in there.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. You know, Kellen Moore would be interesting. Do they give him a shot? But they didn't name him the interim head coach. I don't know what. You know, sometimes if that does matter at the end, kind of that test run when you're kicking the tires after you fire your head coach, is it would be doing a 180 because Brandon Staley was a defensive guy.
So they also went young first-time head coach, young coordinator last time, and so do they go veteran coach this time, which would be a 180. When you're right, defense to offense is also a 180, but it tends to be like Brandon Staley, young analytics, new age, right?
And Vrabel would be interesting because I think
I like Vrabel.
Even though they had the defensive guy, like you feel like, all right, it's Herbert and really Joe Burrow now are guys that are just like, you have to stay healthy. We don't question your talent. You got to stay on the field.
Has Tua passed that test for you now? The health test? Yeah. It's kind of 2 seasons in a row now, right? One season. Last year was when he was ragdolled. You're right. 1 season ago. Well, yeah. So he played every game, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you can still question whether or not he's that guy. He put up 70 against the Broncos. I don't know if you knew that. See that?
What? Did see that.
I heard something about that.
It's so crazy to me. That's that same team who put up, well, yeah, it is what it is. All right, 505-246-0610. I want your thoughts on the playoffs. Elite quarterbacks, the whole, is Lamar at 1-3 getting a pass and Josh Allen isn't? How do you look at the whole playoff thing? And I guess the conversations are going to be more on Monday when the script's written from this weekend, right? You know, Dak, any quarterback who loses in the playoff gets beat up. Right? Who else lost last weekend? What were the 4 teams that got beat last weekend? It was Dallas. It was the Rams. Nobody's questioning Matthew Stafford, right? Are they?
No. He won a Super Bowl.
Because he won a Super Bowl. Who else got beat last weekend? It was
Jalen Hurts, Eagles.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, nobody's. I mean, Joe Flacco.
Everyone just loves Joe Flacco.
Right, yeah, whatever. I mean, that was crazy anyway. He gets to go back to his couch.
If I'm Cleveland, I do whatever I can to make sure that Joe Flacco is on that roster next season. You need an adult in that room.
When do you start questioning Deshaun Watson?
That's exactly where I was going. It's if they need to have Flacco there, what do they do with Watson?
So is that 2 years of his?
What do they do with Watson? He's their starting quarterback.
How many years did they give him? The $250 million guarantee was it 5 years?
It's 5 or 6.
4 years? How many? Okay, but we're 2 years into it now, right? We're 2 years into, and they've got a playoff loss out of it. They got like at some point, man. I think they're already questioning it. I think they're already going with that.
But that's why I would want Joe Flacco there. Yeah. Just to have an adult in the room.
That's fair. I would too.
Mentor Deshaun Watson.
NFL Red Zone, we come back. We'll get into Josh Allen and Saturday's games and Sunday's games and legacies and all that. That's coming up when we come back. Winter hits and it hits your car. Not just you, man. Your skin gets all crackly and crinkly and dry and whatever. Well, your vehicle gets beat up too with salt and mud and dirt and all that stuff and the elements. Call my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them take care of your vehicle. They will detail it for you at your convenience when it works for you. That means they come to you. They detail your vehicle inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, like all the car dealers do. And they do it when it works for you and where it works for you. I don't even understand, Jeff. What does that mean? They do it at your office. So like you're working because you don't have time to take your vehicle into them. They come to you. You get a text, you go outside an hour or two later, and it's like, whoa. And everybody's looking at your car. How can I get that? Well, it's easy. You just go to otsdetailing.com. It'll look, feel, smell like the day you took it off the lot. Awarded Best of the City for 2023 because they are reliable, efficient. They're the best at what they do. Book online today. It is a great gift, boys and girls. Valentine's Day is coming up, just saying. OTSdetailing.com is how to find them. It's OTSdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the Frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenager.
Emails this morning are so like, it's some of those legacy emails, JJ, that we. I'll read them later. It's some that we get a few times a year. You guys are emptying your email folders and resending them and whatever. But we'll get to those. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. How many times the Bills say this is our year when Jim Kelly was quarterback? 4 Super Bowl appearances. So, yeah, is Jim Kelly in that conversation? I mean, honestly.
Jim Kelly in any conversation?
Well, he got there 4 times, so he got there. He didn't win it.
He was a Hall of Famer. I mean,
got there 4 times. Wide, right? A kick goes wide right, and to me that's the 13-second thing. It's out of your control. You did everything you could do to get your team in position to win. And it's a team game. I remember talking to Jim Kelly about that when he was here a few years back for New Mexico Bowl when he spoke here, and he talks about it. He says it's a team game. He says I'm not angry. There's nothing you can do. I'm blessed to be there 4 times. Rather have been there 4 times and lost than never been there at all. Yeah. Well, there's a bunch on the text line as well. All right, let's hit the red zone, and I'll get y'all what you have to say.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Let's go, baby!
It's 1st and goal.
Well, we've been talking about the Chiefs and Bills game potentially being a legacy game and what it would mean for each quarterback. So let's talk about the other games, though. What are the most interesting non-quarterback or coach storylines to follow in the Ravens and Texas game?
Non-quarterback or coach storylines to follow. It's kind of like the game for both of them in Houston and Baltimore. I'll go to the run game.
Yeah, that's right.
Who can get the run game going? And is Will Anderson that dude? Because Will Anderson was selected third overall.
Yeah.
So they went C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. They went all in for the foundation of the Houston Texans. And I think Will Anderson can make a statement in this game because CJ Stroud has carried them this far. They've been a good football team. Let's see if Will Anderson can have a moment.
I'll big picture this one, and I'll go franchise trajectory. And the Ravens have been in this position for years, right? As one of the elite in the AFC. Where the Texans, to me, is a franchise. I mean, they had the first and third pick in the last draft. They were right, or second and third. Second and third. They were one of the worst teams in the NFL. You guys, the Texans were one of those teams we gave zero chance. Not just us. You walk through the AFC and you can make a claim for almost every team preseason. If we rack back August shows. Franchise trajectory for me, a team that turned this thing in, and is it around the quarterback and the coach? Certainly. But it's a franchise trajectory, how this whole team, Will Anderson, the young receivers who are now hurt. To me, the Ravens staying at the top of the Texans trajectory from going from one of the dregs of the NFL to one game away from the AFC Championship.
I like that. What about 49ers and Packers?
Now, it's 49ers finally, as a team, getting back to the Super Bowl. And it's always about quarterback and coach, but we expect it. We expect the 49ers. And it's another one of those team trajectory things, right? The whole thing of a team that moved on from an era, from the face for the Packers, the face of a franchise, to just look at as the youngest team in the NFL and have a chance they're one game away from the NFC Championship.
Mine would be, can the Packers defense turn Brock Purdy over?
And the Lions thing, your next one's the Lions, or were you going to?
Yeah, and finally, Lions.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Lions thing is just that whole fan base to me. That whole Lions have never, ever been to the Super Bowl. They've won one playoff game since whenever, 1826 or whatever it was. The whole fan base story to me is intriguing.
This is the chip on your shoulder game. Jared Goff has a chip on his shoulder. Sure. Baker Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder. Dan Campbell is going to find a chip on his shoulder. Todd Bowles is a coach that no one thought would be here, winning a playoff game with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. It's the chip on the shoulder game.
3rd and goal.
Oh, well, it's actually second. So let's try this. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, they've all had great deal of success in the regular season, but have fallen short in the playoffs. Of these three guys, who needs to win the most?
And the easy answer is Josh Allen, right? Because, well, he's only 5-4 and he's never gotten by Mahomes. He's got a chance to get Mahomes. And so the easy answer is Josh Allen, but I'm going to just tell you guys what we just talked me into Lamar. If Lamar, it's not even needs to win. The way I'm phrasing this question, who would a loss hurt more? And if Lamar loses this game and goes to 1-4, 1-5, whatever it is, it's like, dude, really? At what point? What more do you need? You're the one seed. You're the home team. You're playing that team. Like, I almost lean Lamar.
It's Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson, because Josh Allen will just lose to Patrick Mahomes again. And I like that we each have our guy now. You have Josh Allen. I have Justin Herbert. They can do no wrong in their careers, and I appreciate that. And we're going to ride with these guys.
I don't feel that way about Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's really messed up at times and cost him, but at least he's been there.
It's Lamar Jackson, because you're going in, you just got paid, so we cannot have this conversation that Lamar Jackson's not going to be the guy. They just signed him to a contract extension. But you're at home, a rookie quarterback on the other side. Yeah, he's flying high.
You got to win.
You have to win this game at home. And the thing with Jared Goff, though, we've seen him go on runs. He played in a Super Bowl. He is a playoff quarterback. He's fine.
See, I'm kind of leaning Josh Allen on this one. He's in it every year.
It's easy answer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and it might be the right answer.
Yeah. Well, I hear JJ's argument for Lamar Jackson, and that's very legit as well. So I'm kind of torn, but I look at Josh Allen, and I think a win right here would change his narrative so much that I feel like it's important for everyone, but I feel like it's most important for Josh Allen.
Fair.
3rd and goal.
All right. Saturday features Texans at Ravens, then the 49ers hosting the Packers in the evening. I want you guys to pick a winner for each game and tell us what you'll be watching for in these games. That's key matchups, injuries, players, weather, etc.
It's like a little teaser for the 3-for-all.
Well, no, this is money line. This has nothing to do with the with spreads or props or anything like that. Just who's going to win the game.
Well, Niners because I think they're better. I want to see if the Packers can score against that Niners defense. I do. And to JJ's point earlier, can they turn over Brock Purdy? But I think the Niners may blow this open. I'm afraid. I think the Ravens beat the Texans, but I think it's going to be close. And I think it comes down to Lamar might have to do something in the fourth quarter. I'm really interested to see because I think the game's going to be on the line in the fourth quarter. He's going to have to make some plays.
Yeah, I think the Houston-Baltimore game is going to be a tight game. People are going to see that 9-point spread. But it's playoff football. You're going to slow things down. I do like the Houston Texans. I mentioned Will Anderson a little bit earlier in the red zone. I think he can be a difference maker. What the Baltimore Ravens done, 60 sacks leading the NFL is going to be a challenge for the rookie quarterback. And to me, it's just the momentum is with the Packers. I just think the complete performance will come from the San Francisco 49ers.
I like when you go,
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right. What about on Sunday? We start with the Lions versus the Buccaneers in Detroit, and then we have the Bills hosting the Chiefs to close out the weekend. So same deal, pick a winner. This is not a spread thing. This is not a prop thing. It's just who's winning these games, and if there's anything, matchups, injuries, players, anything specifically you're looking for.
What I'm looking for in Detroit, Tampa Bay is how does each quarterback handle the pressure? Tampa Bay doesn't run the football well. And the place to get at the Lions is the passing game. So are you ready to put another game on the arm of Baker Mayfield? For what he just did, over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, that's going to be the game. It's going to be Baker Mayfield slinging the football around against the Detroit Lions secondary. And on the flip side, Tampa Bay blitzes. That's what Todd Bowles does. They blitz on 40% of their opponent dropbacks in the regular season. Jared Goff goes from 11th to 15th in QBR when he's pressured. So how does he handle the blitz?
I don't think you have a choice to put it on your shoulders. Lions win because they're better. I just think they're better. I think they're going to turn Baker over at some point. I love the Baker story. I actually really am rooting for him in some respects. But, I love the way he's turned it around. I just think the Lions are better. Bills Chiefs is going to be great. I think the Bills win something late, and I think Josh Allen makes a play in the fourth quarter and wins a game.
I agree with both of you. This is hard. It straight up wins. I'm taking Lions and Bills on Sunday. On Saturday, I'm taking Texans, and I am taking 49ers.
Yeah, you got the Texans to win. That's a crazy win, man.
I just
tell you what, man. The conversation churns on the MVP. It just does if they lose that game.
It could be very. You're right. The conversation does turn on.
It just does, man. Because and unfairly, probably, but it does. All right, you got a lot to say. I'm going to get you some of it. It's kind of crazy stuff today. Kenny's going to be here. We'll kick it with Kenny Thomas coming up at 9 o'clock. Talk a little basketball, NBA stuff. Big win for the Lobos on Tuesday past. Now here comes the Clune Gloom. Let's hope not. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58. Say your name, say my name.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. In the morning, Taco Bell keeps it toned.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
got one for you on the insurance commercials on the text line. James Harden, this is a good one. James Harden burning down Chris Paul's house for refusing to take responsibility is not only the best insurance commercials, but the best anything. That was a good one, right? That was Jake from State Farm with Chris Paul and James Harden. That was a really good one. Yeah.
Because James Harden has burned down everything he has touched.
Except for now, man. Somebody took a fire hose and kind of extinguished that a little bit.
Talk to me.
I know.
In June.
In the playoffs.
The
playoffs matter.
Yes, you get it.
I get it, because James Harden would be one of the best players in the history of the
Mark
NBA.
Jackson,
for the playoffs.
bum. Dak Prescott, bum. Josh Allen, soon to be, bum.
Oh, but Justin Herbert's great. Because he can't get to the playoffs,
yeah. so he hasn't had a bad playoff loss yet.
Didn't he? Weren't they up 27-0 last year in Jacksonville?
I mean,
that doesn't matter.
No.
Oh, that wasn't his fault.
No, his defense is terrible.
But when Josh Allen scored with 13 seconds ago and the defense allowed Patrick Mahomes to come down, that was on Josh Allen. I just want to make sure I understand.
No, it was on the defense.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand.
Made that very clear this morning.
I just want to make sure I understand.
Living off 13 seconds for
That's
Josh
right.
Allen.
All right. Text line 505-246-0610. Jeff, it seems to me that what is confusing you is this. Capital letters. The Cowboys are incredibly overrated in every single aspect. Okay. It says the Cowboys are overrated every year. Talent-wise, coaching-wise, owner-wise, every other way that you can think of, they are always incredibly overrated. Talent-wise, not tally-wise. I got it. It's funny how you say this is the same number. The media pizza on Josh Allen. Maybe that was pizza.
I like pizza.
I know, it's that same pizza though. It says it's funny how you say the media pizza on Josh Allen. I believe they do as well. Yeah, they do pizza on him. Yeah, they do. They pizza all over him.
Or Josh Allen.
I know. It continues. When I was listening to the game against Pittsburgh, it seemed to me that the announcers were angry that Josh Allen didn't throw an interception. That was Nance and Romo, right?
It's whatever you hear. Because if you pull up Twitter, people will say that Tony Romo just can't get enough of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable. If Tony Romo's calling a Josh Allen game, the dude is just like, oh my gosh, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen. So it comes down to how you feel personally,
I think he
not what is
just wishes
actually
he
happening.
had those physical skills, right? Yeah, that's right. Just another number on the text line. Brock Purdy is elite. Put some respect on his name. Unless he loses this weekend, then he's a bum.
Ding, ding, ding.
But it's true, right? Let's be honest. When every quarterback's got so, this is when I started the show this morning. None of these games is bigger than the other. They all have the same amount of weight. Now you can call one a legacy game or whatever. For Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, if he wins and gets to the NFC Championship again, his legend continues to grow. And if for somehow he loses this game to Jordan Love in the 7th seed, all of a sudden, well, maybe they need to find a quarterback.
He's just the 7th round pick.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why we started hearing about Tom Brady in San Francisco yesterday.
70 points on my Broncos. I don't recall that game. It never happened, says the text line. I think it kind of did.
No, I don't think it
I'm
did.
pretty certain. Let me. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty certain it did.
No, I'm pretty sure the texter's right.
I'm pretty certain you're wrong. Why does JJ hate Josh Allen so much? It asks on the text line.
I don't, but sometimes we play games and we like to press each other's buttons if you haven't noticed.
Kicking it with Kenny when we come back. Former Lobo great Kenny Thomas is in. Let's talk some hoops on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for the Super Bowl.
Here's Maldonado for 3.
Corner. Gatto drive baseline. This time he will take it to the rack.
He's so confident when he takes it to the basket.
On the board for her, 34-54. Behind the back dribble for Sosi, and Sosi buries the ball. Allison Sosi.
There's the Quan.
Still nothing. It's perimeter-oriented pass around.
But Quan fires the 3 and gets another one.
The basket will count for Junior Hogs, and he's fouled. Fouls on Juarez.
Great finish by Moore right there.
With it. Kicks it over to Jennings for a 3. Oh, Santana calls bank off the window.
Has been stuck on 14 the last couple possessions. There's
Chloe Brown, a right corner three. It's short. Randall, the offensive rebound. Counted and a foul for Nadia Randall.
Thought about it, puts it on the court, pulls up, gives it to Brown. What is this? Oh, my goodness.
Sanchez has the third one, so he's got 2 of those. Quick steal, and there's the basket to close out the quarter as Brandon Lopez with a big steal.
Question a little bit, and you got me thinking about it. You know, look at here.
Tipped away by Owino. Big smooth, big jam, big time finish.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
With Kenny Thomas, brought to you by. Did you get your own voice guy for that one?
I have you.
Oh, this is Kicking It. You ever do PA work? One of you guys? I used to back for the Tri-City Posse. Oh, minor league baseball. Oh, yeah, I got to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, back in the day. It's the opening drive. Kenny Thomas is here. Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck, and the former Lobo great, longtime NBA star, and slums it with us on Tuesdays and Fridays. I know there's I know.
Hey, there's a lot more.
But then we don't get any content in, man. But we can just read your resume and go through it if you want. How you living?
I mean, yeah, 30 minutes wouldn't be enough time.
I know. That's why
you have to piece it up.
That's why I'm so proud of what you're doing, man.
Man, I'm great. Just came from
Barrelas. Oh, you had the power breakfast Friday morning with J.C. Lopez and Ed Manzanares and all those guys.
And Manzanares and
all the big dogs. All the big
and me.
I don't get to see it. I don't get to see it at that table, dude. You know that.
You're a little busy.
Yeah, I'm a little. What'd you eat?
2 eggs, cheese, both red and green on the side.
Yeah,
obviously the tortilla, and I got me some bacon.
Have you been to Barrelas yet? DC, you need to hit.
I have not, and I'm going.
Man, you tripping, man.
I think I am. I hear about it so much.
Well, I think he owes me lunch.
Every time you say that, I can't believe I actually I cannot bet on the Broncos.
He took the Broncos. It was like an 11.5-point spread one week, and I'm like, I'll go the other way, and I won by the half a point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
And I like it. Nice. Hey, as soon as you walk in there above the register, you'll see a big picture of me and the owners.
That's right. Yeah, he's a big dog. Hey, can we start with your headgear? Like let's talk football real quick. Houston Texans. We've been off football today because the big playoff weekend. You're a Texans guy. Do you like DC's upset? Is the Texans going into Baltimore and winning? You like the Ravens on the road this weekend?
What do you mean?
Do they win the game? I mean,
How are you asking?
Well, I know who you want to win. Do they win the game?
Yes.
All right,
man. With CJ, obviously he got hurt the 2 games before this playoff game, and the way he came back, first play, 85 yards. It's like he never missed a step. And Nico and
Nico Collins is terrific. And Noah Brown's out.
He's a big boy.
Tank Dell's out, but he's good. Hey, let me ask you this as a pro athlete, and this, you're gonna like this. Where I'm going with this, DC. When we talk about players, and look, we do this for 3 hours a day. We do it too much. We overanalyze. I get it. But when we talk about who's the greatest, who's this, is too much emphasis put on postseason, because all these guys, it's a team game, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in the NFL, whatever. and not enough on regular season, or should you be judged on championships? Like, is too much emphasis put on who's the greatest, how good is a guy, and put too much emphasis on postseason success or not success?
So basically, what you're saying is as far as postseason.
Here's what I'm saying: Lamar Jackson is 1-3 in the postseason.
Oh, okay.
Is he any good? Well, Josh Allen's never gotten by Patrick Mahomes. He's 5-4 in the postseason.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly was 0-4 in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but he got there 4 times. Dan Marino only went to 1 Super Bowl. James Harden, great regular season player.
Yeah.
What's he done in the playoffs? You played professional sports for 11 years.
Yeah.
When you judge great players, how much of an emphasis do you put on championships and how they did the postseason?
I think it's all.
It's all. So you think it's not enough?
Yeah,
Okay.
because regular season is a crucial component because that superstar night in, night out has to come out and produce.
Yeah.
And I've been on some teams like with Allen Iverson where
Charles
this
Barkley.
is a guy, but he was on his way out.
Okay, but
when I went in, but
Allen
watching
Iverson
him
never
on
won.
TV.
Yeah.
But Allen Iverson had to come out and he consistently put up at least 20 to 20, I would say in the 20s and up when it comes to points, right?
Every year.
Every game, though, that's what I'm saying. And then it really gets determined because this is where you got all these people talking about as far as like the greatest, right? Who has the most rings? You got Michael Jordan and that group with
Robert
the Bulls. And then you got, I was actually about to feed into that. But then you have LeBron James and then you got Kobe Bryant. Everybody was always chasing Michael Jordan when it came to postseason, right?
Yeah.
And Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be the greatest, there's a lot that comes with that. And you can tell because is LeBron the greatest of all time? I don't think so. But I think Kobe, because Kobe is a Michael Jordan and Kobe has his own speed. And who's the greater shooter out of all three of them? I think Kobe.
So regular season, you think is underweighted or overweighted? Do you look more at the postseason success, or do you look at the whole package? Right?
It's the whole package.
Yeah,
I think it's the whole package.
Peyton Manning, 14-13 in the playoffs. He was a great regular season quarterback. Right? You brought up, Iverson. Look, Karl Malone and John Stockton never won a championship.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite? Who best player that's never won a championship, JJ?
Ooh,
best in what?
Charles Barkley.
Basketball, yeah.
Dan Marino.
Because you're thinking he's top 50.
Oh wow, Dan Marino never. Wow.
NFL Dan Marino would be on the list. What about Jim Kelly? Talking about him, 4 Super Bowl appearances.
There's a lot of great ones. Barry Sanders never got to the playoffs, right?
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. So NBA though, right? What would James Harden be considered if it was just all regular season? You look at his numbers, you're just going, holy bleep. But then you gotta look at the whole picture, don't you?
Yeah, because regular season, it's nice because regular season, there's awards for regular season now, and then there's awards for postseason.
You brought up something. Kenny Thomas is here. It's Kicking It with Kenny. We'll get into the Lobos here, and I know you want to talk about that. You know the grind of an 82-game schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think people, JJ, this is really a perspective you and I will never have. An 82-game schedule going on we always talk about a Tuesday night in Milwaukee in December, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or going, and the grind. And you're pros, this is your job, and everybody's like, yeah, first world problems, I'd love to have that problem. Yeah. Fair enough. But then when you're in it, the grind, and whether, I don't care if it's baseball, right? 162 games, and you get like a day off every 3 weeks or something, and going from Cincinnati to Atlanta to Chicago, whatever. The grind, I don't know that the common person can understand it.
You really can't, because the common person is going to think you're doing something that you love, right? Obviously, I love playing basketball, but I had my own personal trainer that went everywhere with me in the summer. I was on a semi-strict diet that I have to follow because I want to be able to perform, right, at a high level. And it's night in, night out. But what you really don't get, say, for instance, we're on an East Coast swing, right? And I'm playing in California. Already the time difference, that's 3 hours, right? And then when you fly somewhere, that kicks in. And then you got to get up and play. You might end up going to the next city. And then you're not getting in until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you got to unwind. And then you got to get up and have meetings, go to practice. And then you have a day in between. But sometimes there's even back-to-backs you're flying. And you got to play the next day.
You're going from Detroit to Chicago.
Man, the grind is serious. And I did get paid a significant amount of money, but it's not easy. Man.
Do you remember the first time you woke up in a hotel and had no idea what city you were in?
Oh man, it happened all the time. It really did. Imagine going from hotel room to hotel room, and then you're thinking. You totally forget your hotel room in the city you're in because you're thinking it's your hotel room number in the last city. And then I might even think it's my hotel room number from a week ago. And then I always take a picture of I know you didn't have cell phones probably. You had cell phones when you were playing, right? Yeah.
I always took a picture. I always take
flip phones.
Yeah, flip phones. But you can still I always take a picture of my hotel room number. Always.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Always do. I'll be in a bunch coming up here in the next 3 weeks. I will. I've got go through my Google Photos. I got all kinds of hotel number pictures in there.
You mentioned going through the grind of it, and over the last few years, the NBA kind of was having to deal with the load management. And players want to stay healthy. They want to be focused on the postseason. But then the NBA came in, and then they say, hey, you have to play X amount of games to be an MVP. This or that. How do you feel about kind of what we've seen, the load management versus now the NBA? Saying, hey, if you want to win awards, you got to play X amount of games.
I actually love it. I totally agree with you, Jeff. I love it because guys being able to take games off, I get it because the grind, it goes back to the grind. The grind is serious, but those fans, man, they come and a lot of people can't afford tickets, right? And they're coming and they're expecting to see their star play, whoever that may be. It might not be the star on the team. It might be a guy that's on the bench, right? That plays and that fan likes that player. I love how Adam Silver came in and totally changed that. And even though if you are a superstar, it doesn't allow that superstar to still get opportunities, even though their numbers are what they could be. So I like it a lot. There's a lot of things that's evolving with the NBA, and I love the fact that they're going overseas more. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
How would you feel about a team based in another country? I always worry about, like they talk about Mexico. Well, not only the travel, the culture, right? Guys are coming out after their first year in college. Are coming out at 18, 19 years old. You throw a 19-year-old. I'm just going to tell you, throw me at 19 years old and give me millions of dollars and drop me in Mexico City or drop me in Stockholm or drop me in wherever.
That's the difference.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Because they're dropping those dudes over there anyway. There's 60 dudes that get drafted. Yeah. Where do you think a lot of them go?
Think about it.
Overseas.
If you guys really can, if you really think about it, that can happen here already. And there's so many opportunities
barrier,
anywhere.
But the language barrier, the culture difference. No, the money's real. The money's something that I think it's a whole nother story, right? That how they need to and should deal with that.
Yeah.
But if you drop me in Mexico City, or you drop me in Stockholm or wherever they're thinking of putting, teams now. No, honestly, and there's a language barrier and a culture barrier, and I got a problem.
I don't think you could do that for a sport that plays that many regular season games.
And then think about the flight.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk Lobos when we get back?
Yeah, we can talk whatever,
Big
man.
win tomorrow, Clune. I want to talk to you about going up to Clune Arena and what it meant the last two. We talked about the Aztec win on Monday with you. Yeah. Then they come out, they chased that with beating 16th ranked Utah State and chasing them out of the building. It's Kicking It with Kenny. Former Lobo great Kenny Thomas is in. 505-246-0610 is how you can talk to him on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lobo women's basketball is moving this Saturday to...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Light-skinned shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro Beef. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver.
Zin, we're kicking it with Kenny. This isn't Tom Petty, is it? 6 years ago today, Tom Petty died?
I like Tom Petty.
How about that, man?
You guys, I know you're surprised I know about Tom Petty.
Why would I be surprised? I don't understand.
I like the music.
Yeah, all right, I bet you liked watching the Lobos beat the tar out of the last two ranked opponents who came in. 99-86. Lobos beat Utah State on Tuesday. A number of things in it. First of all, two victories over ranked teams in a row. I thought, and this had to do your heart good, I called it kind of a coming out party, a welcome to the party to Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, man. I haven't been talking crap.
Critical.
I've been very little judgmental from the standpoint of this is a guy that came in to New Mexico playing against UNM in the pit, and he dominated, right? So obviously we were looking for the same thing to come, and he's developed into that person to where he's getting better and finishing around the basket. I think he's picking up some tips from JT about going and being aggressive and dunking.
The seniors picking up the tips from the freshmen.
You know what I mean? So I hope that's what's happening. Or if he's listening to my show or whatever that may be.
Of course.
I don't care.
Good.
Because that game was amazing. And Patino said it perfectly. The guys are being supportive. And he was really happy for him. I'm happy for him. Because I'm being judgmental a little bit. Because this is a guy that has to play well if they're going to go deep. And it's going to be him, but I love the way that they started running more pick and rolls because that backcourt coming downhill with Dent and House with the ball, man. Pick and roll. You can't defend it. Either they're going to get to the basket. That's when Mashburn, I think, is at his best, when he's able to like be somewhere and then get the ball based off of the defense slacking in.
And it's just confidence too for a player, and just seeing what he was doing defensively the last 2 games. I just feel Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Okay,
what he was doing defensively. You know, he didn't score a lot against the Aztecs, but he blocked 5 shots, grabbed 8 rebounds, and then it just feels like he just got comfortable with the confidence. He's playing defense, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to then be aggressive on the other end.
Yeah, the career high in points is cool, right? Because I think the majority of those points came off of pick and roll or the guards penetrating and getting in the paint. Like you said, 8 rebounds is good for him, because I feel like that's where he's going to be a key component, especially since JT is probably going to demand way more attention now. I think now it should open up Nelly to be able to go seek the ball on both ends, offense and the defensive side, when it comes to rebounds, and be productive from that perspective. And you said 5 blocks, man. The way that he went up and still contested the big boy for Utah State, and he had that breakaway right there. You can tell the energy and excitement was there. When you're scoring and you're doing certain things, you start feeling yourself. And I love the fact that he's feeling himself because the confidence is building up.
So I want your perspective on this. He showed up 2 days before the first exhibition game with the visa issues. And then the backcourt didn't play together until really the first game conference play, because House was out early, Mash was out, Dent was out. I think people expect to throw guys out. They do this basketball. They're going to figure it out. Last year, to me, they peaked in December, and then you saw what happened later in the season, and they didn't finish as strong. I'd much rather see them peak in February and March. Explain to people what it means, the continuity, because I don't know the people, and I'm not sure I do, because I haven't played in that setting at that level. The continuity piece of learning how to play together after not being together and being in different variations of yourself.
It's huge with Nelly coming in the way he did. Obviously, you would assume that he's working out wherever he was because he couldn't get back into the country, I think, or whatever that may be. But it's the guards' jobs to make it easier for the bigs and put them in great situations. That's where Dent and House has been great, because them penetrating helps Nelly and helps JT. When it comes to gelling, you had Mashburn out in the beginning of the season, missed like 7 games. And then you had House out for a little bit. So Dent had to take everything on his shoulders. And then when you have those 2 guards in the backcourt come back with House and Mash, Dent got to figure out how to have everybody blend in together, because he was the man. But what I really liked the other night, when Dent was the one coming down towards the end of the game and he was going, House gave him the ball.
Yeah.
So that's what you're supposed to do. If House got it going, I would expect it to be the same way.
And Dent was spectacular.
He was finishing at the basket.
He was spectacular. He's Kenny Thomas. We're kicking it with Kenny here for a few more minutes on the opening drive.
Well, spectacular. What do you think when you see 14 assists, 1 turnover?
That's huge. Obviously, the turnover assist ratio is huge. That means they're taking care of the ball, right? And the way that the Lobos shot, it's 68% in the first half-ish, and then they finished at like 57%. That's huge. And they're playing at home, but you got to go on the road and you got to put in the same effort and the same energy.
This is where, and I asked Richard Pitino, was it yesterday that he was with us, the difference of playing on the road, right? You've been in this situation. You play in front of these crazy pit crowds.
Yeah.
Now you're going to Clune and you're going to San Jose State.
Yeah.
Clune Arena at Air Force. The Air Force isn't a good team. No matter how good they show you, the coaches do, here's the tape of this guy. You look at their record, you see what they are. You're going into a hockey arena. It's cold. There'll be 2,500 people in there. You got to bring your own energy. They cannot lose this game.
I think I've even lost down there myself, to be honest. Royce only brought it up in our group text with me, Royce, and Clayton Shills, about we lost, because we were talking about I was telling them they got to go to Air Force and win.
Yeah.
Because Air Force is playing some good basketball right now, even though their record is not showing it.
They took Colorado State to overtime.
Exactly. And Colorado State beat the Lobos by like 18 points or something like that down there at Colorado State. But it's going to be interesting, the energy on how the Lobos come out in the first half. But the second half is going to be huge because the Lobos have been playing great second half basketball.
Is that come down to the players? Because the coaches can preach and preach and preach, and you hear it. Like, is that just have to come from the court in a game like that on Saturday?
I totally agree it does. Because the players have to implement the process of what the coach is giving. And then the coach has to implement the rotation based off of what he sees. People don't understand, like, Pitino has a tough job because he has to figure out, and that staff, they have to figure out matchups and on both ends of the court. And you have to take advantage of mismatches too as well. So I feel like Air Force is a little bit smaller. So let's go inside, let's get in some pick and roll, get some mismatches, get the bigs rolling, Nelly and JT, and get them going as well.
All right, what do you got going besides hoops? What else is up?
Man, there's a lot happening.
I mean, aside from breakfast with the big dogs about Ellis.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that's coming. A lot of community awareness I'm about to be a part of with some different entities going around the state. If you want to follow me, obviously my handle on social media is @KennyThomasNBA. My wine, I just got it in Albertsons.
I hear it's good.
I'm going to be releasing that. Thank you. It's really good. And then there's some other entertainment, different things coming up. Actually, the 25th of this month, next week, I will be at Cottonwood Mall from 4 to 6, looking at doing some things with Cottonwood Mall. So come out there, meet and greet. I'll be taking pictures. I'll be out there from 4 to 6, Cottonwood Mall. If you forget, I'll be posting it on my social media. We'll
remind people when we see you on Tuesday.
Say it again.
We'll remind people when we see you next Tuesday.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck to you and your Texans and the Lobos.
We're going to need it.
Yeah, you might.
Cook, the Ravens just got Cook. And
see, he's another Dalvin Cook guy. JJ's like, yeah, whatever.
Just the name, man. Just the name.
He's the man. But the way that the Texans put up 45 points last week and it came out of nowhere.
On the Browns.
In Cleveland, it's going to be exciting.
Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, Kenny's on KKOB tomorrow over on News Radio right after the Lobos. It is Lobo Live. Kenny's with Brandon Ortega. You can call in and talk to Kenny about the Lobo game against Air Force tomorrow over on News Radio KKOB. John Traub, the Isotopes general manager, is next. Got a job for you if you're looking for one. That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
We have seen some epic.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
How do you know, legacies and weighing regular season versus postseason? And, we sit around and do this mess all the time, but I don't know. I love that perspective and the perspective that he's got of going on the road and playing. And it's just, right?
Yes.
I mean, to not sit here and consider when we talk about best players ever, and I'm not talking Michael, LeBron, he likes Kobe, right? But that next tier, right? That next great, to not say Barkley or Iverson or Malone or Stockton because they never won a championship, it's not right. Those guys were as good. They were in the right situations. Patrick Ewing never won. Patrick Ewing was so good. So, all right. So we'll have that conversation a little bit more. That was good. This is one of those things. This is kind of an annual thing. This is it's not quite pitchers and catchers report yet. It's not quite opening day yet, but this is that first little glimmer that, hey, it's going to get warmer again. Baseball season is coming.
You don't get there without this.
No, you don't. This is the job fair over at Isotopes Park at, Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock on Saturday. That would be tomorrow. They are hiring. Who's doing the hires? Who do you have to impress? You have to impress our friend, the big dog over at the Albuquerque Isotopes. The minor league franchise of the year again. The general manager is John Traub. Congratulations, my friend. How you living?
Wow, a sitting ovation. I can't believe it.
How do you know we didn't stand? How do you know we didn't stand? DC is standing.
Because your voice changes when you stand. I didn't hear it. So I love how you introduced the fact that the job fair is kind of the coming of spring. It's like we're a ray of sunshine, right? We're like this light at the end of the tunnel that things are going to be good and better and everything else.
I'm really considering taking my tea time on Sunday morning because you got the job fair and that means it's going to get warmer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It might be 34 degrees instead of 33.
100%. That's one less layer, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Hey,
I couldn't agree more.
First off, congratulations. We haven't talked to you, at least in this setting, since the franchise was awarded Minor League Franchise of the Year again. Awards are awards, and I get it. When you win them, they're great. When somebody else wins them, you call and say congratulations. But to get recognized again and continuously is a testament to what you and that staff do and have done and continue. And just congratulations, because I know it's a big deal.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. But it's really, you need to throw the fans in there too, and our corporate partners and the entire community, because without the support that everybody provides to our franchise, and they keep coming out and they keep, it's always been a great baseball community, of course. So it's a collaborative deal. We could do all kinds of things. We could put on great mariachis events, but if nobody comes, then it doesn't register nationally. But so it's been a great scenario, and our staff does such a great job coming up with innovative promotions, new ideas on how to make the fan experience better. And I think it's quite rewarding when, you know, a national publication or, you know, a league or some big body recognizes the things that we've tried to do and that we've done successfully. So it's really something that I think the entire community can take pride in.
Perfect segue into the fans and the staff, and you can be part of that staff, and you're hiring staff, whether it's music operators or video board operators, pro shop attendants, parking attendants, clubhouse, whatever. You got a big job fair tomorrow, and people can be part of your team.
No question. So it's actually the first time, if you can believe it, that we have done the in-person job fairs in 4 years. Because of COVID, we did it in 2020. It was just before the world shut down, and then we haven't been able to do it in person since then. So I'm really excited that we're able to do it again in person. We're hiring dozens and dozens of employees that we need to really be the front lines and have that interaction with the fans and provide the great customer service that we shoot for every year. But you know, it's a great first time job for people, Jeff and JJ. It's a great retirement job for people. If there's people that are looking for kind of a part-time gig to help supplement some other income, that it's great for that too. So we kind of have something for everybody, and we're just looking for positive, energetic folks who really want to represent us well. And track record has shown that we do a pretty good job with that. We've got a lot of people that have been with us for over 10 years and quite a few that have been with us for 20 plus. So we're thrilled about that and looking forward to getting the job fair going tomorrow.
He is John Schraub, the big dog general manager over at the Albuquerque Isotopes, with us on these Sports Animals.
You know, and with that job fair, you mentioned just the atmosphere that it creates, the people that get these jobs, they come back, the experience that then they help provide for their fans. But I also saw the nonprofit groups working the concessions, and almost over $400,000 earned by the nonprofit groups. Can you describe what that is and how that is impacting the community?
Yeah, for sure. And that's just kind of another game day experience for folks. So if you're part of a group, let's say you're part of a traveling volleyball team or something like that, or a club team or something, and you're trying to raise money for a trip or for new uniforms or what have you, you can connect with our food service partner. They're called Oakview Group Hospitality, and your group can work concession stands throughout the course of the season and have a chance to earn part of the proceeds that come in through the concession stands and really make an impact on the success of your individual nonprofit group. So last year, like you said, it was about $430,000 that came in. It's been about $5 million that's been distributed to nonprofits since we started here, and that's really significant because everybody's looking for ways to help raise funds for their groups to help support their efforts, and it's an awesome. It's a big commitment. There's no question, but your group can really reap the benefits of those types of programs. So people can log onto our website or give us a call for more information. We can put them in contact with the food service company, and we're always looking for good groups to come in.
I'm thinking too, when you go in for the job fair tomorrow, and again it's 10-1 at Isotopes Park tomorrow. You're looking for a job, so I don't know. Present yourself as if you're looking for a job, right? Dress. You don't have to put on a coat and tie but present yourself like you're looking for a job. Don't just come out of bed and put on a pair of pajama pants or come out of the yard or whatever. Bring your resume. Be prepared. And is there anything people can do online? Fill out something online so they can make the whole process quicker.
For sure. If people go to our website, which is abqisotopes.com, they can download the application. They can actually fill it out online and then print it and bring it. You can even email it to us. But it'll save them some time tomorrow. Normally we get quite a few people coming to the job fair. So it just saves them some time if they can fill out those applications in advance. And if they don't have access to be able to do that, or they don't have time to fill it out, we'll have blank applications there and people can fill them out and then get in line for some of the job, the interviews that we're doing. It's really a screening for, it's kind of like speed dating, if you will. You come through, you say, hey, this is why I want to be an usher. This is why I want to be a bat boy or a clubhouse attendant or a grounds crew worker or whatever the position position that they're applying for. And then we ask some questions and see if we think there'd be a fit. And then we'll get back to them in the next couple of weeks to figure out next steps.
Sid wants to know, I just got an email from Sid. He wants to know, what about winning, Mr. Symbieta? I don't care about the jobs. Are they going to win this year? I mean,
Sid, we want to win too. I've told you that over the years, buddy. And we're certainly hopeful. The Rockies have, their farm system is up and coming, getting a lot more highly rated prospects over the last few years. So we're hopeful that a lot of those kids will be coming through us. And whether that means we win the PCL championship this year or not, I don't know. As you know, we have no control over that. But the Rockies know how important it is to win at the minor league level, and we're excited about what this year has in front of us. So lots of things can impact how a team does, right? We were awful in the first half last year, and then really got off to a great start in the second half, and then went to Round Rock and got swept, and that really hurt us in August. But you know what? It was a competitive club, and I think just from a fan's realistic standpoint, at any AAA, minor leagues has changed so much over the last 3-4 decades that really what you want to win, of course, but all you can hope for and really realistically expect is that you're competitive and that you've got a team that is certainly contributing to the major league club, but having a major league affiliate, knowing the importance of winning at the minor league level is fantastic. And so that's what the Rockies are dedicated to that. See how injuries and other things impact us, but they're planning on sending some of those kids to us this year, so we're excited.
You're really good at this. You're really good at this. That's good. All right, 10-1 tomorrow.
True.
No, I know it is. I know it is. I know it's true. 10-1 tomorrow. Go get a job. Security, promo crew, ground,
and the giveaways, and just the interaction with the ushers and the promo crew, and you name it. So, of course, we want to win, but we want fans to have a great time as well.
Looking up at Jeff Symbieta.
That's what we're trying to do, is provide wholesome family entertainment.
I didn't ask you once about the Bruins. See, not once about the UCLA Bruins. See, it was nice of me.
Is Jeff fired yet?
The number, what is the number 5 ranked women's team? Is that what it is?
I forgot. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't ask. All right, enjoy the weekend. Right. Get out to the job fair, and it's always good to catch up with you, John. Be well.
You guys too. Have a great weekend.
All right, John Traub, the general manager of the Isotopes. When we come back, we better 3-for-all. We got 3-for-all, and wrap it up, and still get everything that you've got for us at 505-246-0610 on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Zone.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
LE, Refractive Lens Exchange, the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo
2420 or visit International Protective Service